Good day, race fans, and welcome to our raw, unfiltered take on the opening round of the 2025 AMA Pro Motocross Championship at Fox Raceway. The anticipation leading into this season was absolutely sky-high. Loaded rosters returning champions, and fresh faces promised fireworks. But as the dust settled on Saturday afternoon, a sobering reality began to sink in, casting a long shadow over the optimism we all brought to the gate. For motos thundered down at Fox Raceway. Were they the absolute best motocross action we've ever witnessed? Perhaps not in every single moment. But they happened, they counted, and we cannot, for a second, deny the impact they had. As we look back, it's hard to shake the feeling that the health of both championships, in terms of sustained, top-tier competition, took a bit of a hit right out of the gate. Why the sudden concern? It boils down to a mix of what we saw on track and, more painfully, what we didn't see. Injuries, unfortunately, became an immediate and brutal storyline, snatching away key contenders and injecting a level of unpredictability that no one wanted this early in the season. The on-track action, outside of a few truly electrifying moments, sometimes felt mundane, lacking the consistent, cutthroat intensity we crave from pro motocross. This isn't to diminish the efforts of every rider who battled through the brutal Fox Raceway conditions. It's simply an honest assessment of the landscape after round one. The questions are already forming. How will these early injuries impact the championship narrative? Will the level of racing consistently elevate from here, or will we see a struggle for depth? These are the concerns bubbling to the surface, and they demand our attention as we move forward in what is already shaping up to be a compelling, albeit complicated, 2025 season. From the Grand Prix circuits of Europe, where he's hoisted multiple world championships, to the distinctly American beast that is pro motocross, the debut of Monsterenergy Kawasaki's Jorge Prado was one of the most talked about storylines leading into Fox Raceway. He brought the #1 plate from MXGP, a fierce determination, and an undeniable talent. But the question loomed, how quickly would he adapt? Prado kicked off his AMA Pro Motocross career with a scorecard of a 7th in Moto 1 and a 6th in Moto 2, solidifying him at 6th overall for the day. On paper, a top 10 finish in your very first outing against the world's best is respectable. But knowing Jorge Prado, knowing his winning pedigree, you could be sure that this wasn't the result he truly desired. He's a champion, and champions race to win. The challenge facing Prado is monumental. He's adapting to not just a new series, but an entirely different bike, a new team, unfamiliar tracks, and even a completely different climate and schedule. That's a massive undertaking for any rider, let alone one competing at the absolute pinnacle of the sport. In a candid post-race interview with Vital MX's Lewis Phillips, Prado opened up about these difficulties, and his assessment of the track and format compared to MXGP was fascinating. He noted, "I actually liked it. It was fine. The format is fine. The track also, actually, it's a bit different to MXGP, like how the bumps develop and everything, and the lines, it's actually very different. I expect it to be a little more similar, but because they rip the track so deep in the morning, it's just different. But, I'm capable of, winning, so it's no matter of time, no matter of time. Sometimes I would ride a lot of insides, and here a lot of outsides were working. So, for example, first moto, I was trying some insides, and I was just losing a lot of time, and so it's very different. MXGP, pretty much the first ride in the inside is always the fastest, and here not, so you're going to be a little bit more open. But it's part of the process. We also need to learn that. But there's nothing that we cannot do. So it's, like I said before, it's only a matter of time. It's only a matter of time." Those words resonate with the confidence of a true champion. Prado is a master of adapting, but his insights reveal the subtle, yet crucial differences in the very language of American motocross tracks. The way the bumps develop the fastest lines, it's a completely different dialect of dirt. He was trying to read the track with an MXGP dictionary, and it wasn't always translating. The common wisdom of MXGP's inside lines often being fastest simply didn't apply at Fox Raceway, forcing him to experiment and adapt on the fly. This isn't a rider making excuses, it's a champion meticulously analyzing the new challenge before him. Prado is methodical, intelligent, and fiercely determined. His results were respectable for a debut, but his mindset confirms what we already suspected. He's not here to just participate. He's here to learn, to adapt, and ultimately to win. The American Odyssey of Jorge Prado has just begun, and watching his progression will undoubtedly be one of the most compelling narratives of the entire season. Alright, let's talk about the moment that absolutely salvaged the day and delivered on years of anticipation. The 2025 AMA Pro Motocross opener at Fox Raceway was billed as one of the most anticipated in recent memory, primarily because of the absolute firepower assembled in the 450 class. We had the return of the dynamic Lawrence brothers, the legendary Eli Tomac making his comeback, the always exciting Jason Anderson, the defending champion Chase Sexton, and of course, the grand debut of MXGP champion Jorge Prado. All the ingredients for an epic, championship-defining opener were stacked high. Then came Moto 1, and for a moment, the air was thick with the thought of another dominant season. Jett Lawrence, fresh off a torn ACL just months ago, simply ran away from the field. It was a clinical, almost unnerving display of speed and control. He was untouchable, leaving many wondering if we'd see the kind of wheel-to-wheel battles that fueled our excitement. But then, as the gate dropped for Moto 2, everything changed. The racing gods delivered. We got what we've all been waiting for, what we've been dreaming about since Jett exploded onto the 450 scene and Eli's career reached legendary status. Eli Tomac versus Jett Lawrence. It was precision versus beast mode. The seasoned, relentless veteran against the young, explosive prodigy. And let me tell you, it was everything it was cracked up to be, and more. Eli attacked early, immediately putting the pressure on Jett, letting him know this wasn't going to be a runaway. He probed, he pushed, he tested the young gun's resolve. Jett responded, cool under fire, building up a small lead, but Tomac wasn't letting him get away. He attacked again and again and again, trying to break Jett's spirit, trying to find that one weakness. But for every challenge, for every beast mode attack from Eli, Jett had an answer, calculated, precise, showing incredible courage and unwavering focus under intense pressure. He didn't just fend off Tomac, he went blow for blow in a chess match at 60 miles per hour. In the final laps, Jett, demonstrating that unparalleled fitness and racecraft, managed to pull away slightly, but the battle had been fought. The veteran versus the new young star. Power versus precision. It was the showdown we craved, and it delivered on every single promise. And here's the kicker. Jett Lawrence's undefeated streak at Paula, Fox Raceway, on a 450 remains perfectly intact. This performance cemented the fact that he is clearly, definitively, over that ACL injury. To run 60-plus minutes of live, intense motocross just months after a significant knee injury and still win, it's a testament to his recovery, his training, and his sheer mental fortitude. His reaction post-Moto 2 was a powerful reminder of just how much this kind of performance means to these elite athletes, especially coming back from adversity. Jett had the best overall line selection of the day, bar none. That outside line after the two tables, which looked absolutely brutal for most riders, he somehow got away with it, executing it flawlessly every single lap. On a track where getting out front early trumped almost everything else, not even Eli Tomac's absolute best shots were enough to unseat him. I can't say it'll always make for invigorating TV if Jett runs away with it, but this feels like the first of many wins for Jett this summer. However, we need to talk about Eli Tomac. Man, if only Tomac didn't have starts he did. He looked absolutely as advertised in Moto 2. The speed, the aggression, the intensity was all there. But those initial gate drops put him in a position where he just couldn't close the difference enough to get by Jett. The pace, however, should be the big takeaway here for Eli. He proved he still has the raw speed to contend with the best. Once we get to tracks with some better passing opportunities, and assuming he can dial in those starts, he should be in line for some wins. Sadly, that wasn't the case on Saturday at Fox Raceway, but the future looks incredibly bright for Eli as the series progresses. This, right here, is the highlight of Fox Raceway. A glimpse into the epic championship battle we now know is possible. If this is just a preview, then the 2025 AMA Pro Motocross season is going to be absolutely unforgettable.